Hey, it's Grandma This Now Ways. I'm here to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 13. But before I get into this recap review of the Real Housewives, can you please, if you're not already, if you're new here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button for your girl. That's a good way to support the channel. And also, if you're in a generous mood, you can send us super thanks. Give your thoughts on this episode 13. Okay. So let me see. Let me bring up something. Hold on a second. There we go. Oops. Yeah, so the episode start off with um Shamia is at her house. She is like the drop off spot for them giving relief back to Grenada, and because Grenada had a hurricane or something, part of it got hit. A certain, I guess, island got hit with a hurricane or something, and they just want send some stuff out ahead before they get out there. So some relief for the people. And her is the drop off. Her house is the drop off spot. So we see her garage is full of boxes and containers for what's her name, Shia, clothing and some of her stuff, and I guess jewel stuff that they don't need or can't fit anymore. So yeah, we see a lot of. We saw Kelly pulled up in her truck. We saw some water. I'm pretty sure she made plenty of stops back and forth between, I mean, dropping stuff off. And we also saw since she said Cynthia had dropped off some stuff. We saw Cynthia in her confessional said she went shopping, and went to go shop and pick up some things for the people to donate. We also saw Drew and a person drop off some bags for her. Their face was blurred. And we also saw Porsha and Angela confessional said that they made a donation, how giving back is important. Britt arrived. Britt arrived with her struggle box, while holding her expensive purse. But when they actually unpacked, Shamia unpacked, I don't know if they was being messy or what, but she said she got more stuff coming. But Shamia like, okay, well, they need to hurry up because the people gonna be here in an hour to pick this stuff up. So I don't know if Britt was telling the truth or not. And she just had tissue and some wipes or something. But at least she gave something. But my thing is like, don't lie. Say you got more people or more things are coming when it's probably not. So I'm not sure if she brought more later than her struggle box, but yeah, I just don't like, you give what you can. If that's all you can give, that's fine. But don't lie and have saying somebody is bringing stuff like you being like you fronting and you putting on airs. That's it's not cool. So yeah. Then she brought up her event, how it didn't turn out like she wanted it. She must have been hearing some whispers or hearing some things about her event because just like a struggle box she donated, it was given a struggle event, okay, for her bare naked. And Shamia saying that her box was bare naked, which was a little funny. Yeah, so it's just saying how the event planner did do this or that, so that's why her event. That's why she was unhappy. What she was, you know, I guess she's saying she ain't paid. She paid the event planner and she didn't get what she wanted out of the event. So, but kind of find out, the person who helped decorate the space came out after last week episode about how Britt still owe her some money Brie and her husband still owe some money. She said, I'm not an event planner. I'm the decorator. I did not have no control of the menu and stuff like that. So the young lady already came out and said what she said because she already saw, I guess, the coming attraction of this episode with Brick trying to put all the blame on her. She was like, no, that was not my job. I was only there to decorate. So yeah, so they still, her, Britt and Mike still owe this lady some money. And then I heard that the country club or whatever this her event took place, trying to sue them for the rest of for their money. So I don't know what's really going on with Britt. I just, it's just, she's not it. You trying to get these new girls a try, the benefit of the doubt. Ever since the Kenya thing happened, it went downhill. So she's boring, falling asleep on her parts, and I have caught myself fast forwarding through her parts when she's with her husband, so, or whatever she's doing. So I really, yeah, I can. Britt can go. Britt can go. I'm not feeling Britt. It's like, okay, she's just there. It's like she's not giving anything. To be honest, no, no, no. She don't know how to stand out to be a newbie. She only thing she stood out was starting beefs where there is none, like with Kenya and Angela and Drew of it all. So it's like, yeah, no. But yeah, so they talk about that. They also talk about the upcoming trip and stuff like that. Yeah, so mm. And Shamia shared with them about her, oh yeah, her sit down with Porsha, because she just said their relationship is like on a reset or something like that. Moving on, so we get to this scene that should have been happening, what, at least episode 3 or 4, the Porsha and Drew of it all sit down, because it seemed like Porsha been dragging this Drew thing for a while now. This is episode 13. You could handle this episode 3, okay? Y'all could have had this conversation, but yeah. So Porsha and Drew met up at this like tea place or what have you. They was drinking tea, ordering tea. Um, I didn't care for the way Drew was wearing. It looked better when she posted it. I don't know if it was a windy day outside, but she needed a comb or something, okay? Because it looked a little disheveled, but nonetheless, I didn't care for that wig on her anyway. And Porsha had to shade it or something like that. And producer was like, she said that was go naked, and she posted it. So she said it was the mixture. I'm like, okay. Um, Drew did let Porsha know that she did sign with Dennis, and Porsha let it be known that she doesn't communicate well when she's upset. But I'm like, when she said that, I'm like, we witnessed it in past seasons, the way you reach and drag Kenya across the stage, and the way you've been kicking the way you was coming at Cynthia, and she had to kick you in your stomach or what have you. So yeah, we know you don't communicate well when you upset. You like to throw hands. It's like there's no talking. But anyway, Porsha said she know that Drew was filming with Dennis for her music or what have you, and she wanted and she said he also wanted to clear his name about possible of Drew. I guess about Drew possibly being with him romantically. I'm like, what? The one time we saw Drew and Dennis in the same room, he could have been cleared that up. They was mostly talking about music and how you are upset about them filming or working together, what have you. One minute is them working together, one minute is they filming together, one minute is this rumor about Drew sleeping with Dennis. And then it's another moment where you say you don't care, because you Drew is not friends like that. Like y'all don't have that kind of friendship, so you really don't care. Like Porsha, she every time she says something, she's grasping at straws. She keeps switching it up and changing up the story for me. Okay, because I be hearing different things like, is this, is that, is this? I'm like, okay, if you say so, Porsha. But yeah, if the chances he had to be on film with Drew, he could have been cleared up. So it's like, yeah, if that's what he was worried about. Okay, so and why are you speaking on Dennis' behalf? And he's filming on the show. Girl, please. Um, but I'm glad last episode she did Drew call Dennis and she wanted to clear the air before she signed to him. So yeah. I'm like, Porsha be lying. She be pulling stuff out her ass. It's ridiculous. Drew just said she's like, okay, we hear about clearing the air with me about filming with Dennis, but you now let's talk about you filming with Ralph. Okay, so like I ain't mad at Drew how she handled herself very well in the sit down because Porsha will gaslight you and trying to throw stuff and project stuff onto you. Like when she brought up uh Drew dating some guy named Black. And she like, my friend? She like, we are not dating. Talking about rumors. I'm like, why y'all talking about stuff in the street? Portia was really pissing me off. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, but Portia was trying to make an excuse about meeting up with Ralph. And she's like, I was meeting with Shamia, who happened to be meeting up, who happened to meet up with Ralph. I can't even talk. That's how I'm pissed I am with Ralph. So, but Shamia said in I guess in the interview on the line on the blogs, I heard her say that she was just trying to throw her friend a bone, trying to get her lip back. I should say. I was like, we already know what it is. Like Stevie Wonder could see what that was. You was being messy. You was trying to get your lip back. I have more respect for Portia if she would have been like, yeah, I was going tit for tat. Like, you want to feel with my baby daddy, I'm going to feel with your estranged husband. Like, I will have a little more respect for Portia in that aspect. Like, okay, she stood on it. She admitted it that she wanted to be messy and she wanted to stick it to Drew. But I don't know why. Off of what, though? Because she didn't tell you that she was going to film with Dennis? But when she did film with Dennis, it was mostly about the music, and they never talk negative now to you. Not Drew. It'd be more Dennis, if anything. So you need to be stepping to Dennis. So yeah. Mm. Anyway, so yeah, Portia have a way of projecting. Like I said, she brought up some dude named Black that Drew is friends with, and Drew said we are not dating. There's nothing more. She said I am not jeopardizing my relationship with my kids and my children, and I'm going through a divorce and a messy divorce at that. I was like, yes, because we know how Ralph petty ass can get. Okay, he could have this subpoena and sent to the courts. Okay. Anyway, and then Drew did it like let's make it she brought up Future about a Portia dating Future. They bleep his name out. His team must have sent some legal papers because mind you, they was playing that trailer was coming into the season and or what's coming up next on the next episode. And we heard his name, but by the time the episode came, it was blurred out. So it's like either his team sent something in or y'all trying to protect Portia or what have you. I don't know, but they could at least took a consideration of the person that Portia was saying Black, and they did show a picture, but his face was blurred. So yeah, so Portia being messy in the confession about talking about there's rumor that Drew is sleeping with Black. Oh, dating Black or what have you. I don't even know who Black is. Okay. Um, let's see. And when Drew brought up Future, Porsha started to shift, and she like trying to gaslight her and trying to change the subject. And Drew is like, we both going through divorce. You are going through a divorce because, mind you, Porsha did not want to talk about that divorce for nothing, not even the slightest, not even a little bit. But yeah. So she brought up Future, and I guess Porsha couldn't handle it. She couldn't take it. So it's talking about you are projecting, you are like reaching because you don't want to talk about what's really going on, basically. And yeah, and you trying to make an issue with me out of nothing. Okay. So Porsha, how tell it out of there. Um, it does seem like Drew was kind of interrupting her, but Porsha was lying. She been lying. Drew said, "No, I'm gonna get this out. You is not gonna continue to lie in my face about rumors and stuff." So how I feel like how you feel we brought up every rumor we heard, and that came from Simon himself putting stuff, giving stuff to the blogs, and I think he put in his divorce papers, filings. And yeah, so Porsha couldn't take it. Every time she gets confronted with something real, some truth of some sort, she likes to dip. We've seen it time and time again. So she's a runner, she's a track star. Yeah, that that's Porsha. She's a runner, she's a track star. That's what it's given. Every time she gets confronted with some truth or something real, she gotta run. So yeah, so Drew kind of ate up in that thing. So I ain't gonna hold you. Um, that's all I can remember from that scene. So let's move on to Angela. I mean not Angela. Child. Kelli and her kids. Speaker box. Kelli is at home with her kids. She had to let them know that she's going to Grenada, and she asked them, "Do they know where it's at?" She said, "Look it up." And she also let them know that she would not be able to take the kids on their first day of school because she had to work. She got to go to Grenada and work. Okay. So the girls kind of a little upset, and she said they was like, "Who's gonna take us?" And she said, "Maybe Lamont." And one of the daughters said, "As long as they don't think that he's our dad or something to the nature." And one of the twins, I believe, said that. So, yeah, she talked to the girls, tell her that she gonna miss their first day, and then everything will be all right, and Lamont will take them. Um, yeah, that's all I can remember. And then she gets to the kitchen, we finally meet Lamont, who's her publicist. He's friends with her and uh what's her husband name? Mark. So I'm like, how does that work? You know them as a couple, but when they going through the divorce, so you going back and forth between the two. I don't think I'd be comfortable with that, but I guess if Kelli like it, who am I? But yeah, so he came, she told him like she gonna need them, she got a village, so she gonna need some support while she's out for these like 4 days, I think, in Grenada. And she need him to take the kids to their first day of school. He had to make 3 different stops to 3 different schools, because they each one is in different grades. Okay. Also, he mentioned Lamont mentioned that he talked to Mark, and just trying to, like, I guess, encourage him to like get involved in his kid's life, whatever. And he pretty much don't want to be involved, which sucks. And um, Kelli had got sad and misty eyed and like kind of like cried. I mean, rightfully so, because it's hard to hear that the other parent don't want to be there for your children that y'all created together. But it's not shocking as you hear her talk about their relationship, how abusive it was. How she had to sleep in the closets and stuff like that, and things get physical, and he threatened her in court in front of the judge. Like, she had to get restraining orders. Like, I'm not shocked that he struggling already to pay child support. So I'm not shocked of these things. It's just unfortunate and it's sad, and I just real feel bad for the girls, if anything, for the children. Feel for the children. But yeah, can't be too shocked. So it's like that stuff happen every day. So she's not the only one. It's like joining the club. It's an unfortunate club because you think they want to be there for their children. It's not by them not being there for their children. I think they be thinking like it's gonna hurt the other parent, but no, it's gonna hurt you and that child relationship as they get older. They gonna remember this moment. It's like no. But anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much that thing of it all. Let's see what else. So we get to the girls are packing up, getting they at the airport, get ready to take this flight, and Angela said this is her first time meeting Phaedra. She said she is going trying to get Phaedra get to know Phaedra for herself and not based off of what she heard in the street. So I'm like, good for you, and Angela. So, but also remember what you heard in the streets, because Phaedra moved kind of funny. But I kept hearing this whole episode is her shading these ladies, and she does not even know them or trying to get to know them. So it's kind of weird hearing her say these things, shade the mess out of them, and they didn't do anything to you. I'm like, can you say that in their face versus being a professional thug? Like, no. So, in her confessionals, because that's what she most gangster at, Phaedra said, how Angela is the oldest looking young woman. I said, I know you ain't talking. Must we forget? Must we forget how you look on your first season? Even though granted, she got a pinched nose, okay? And her being 44, she looked more mature than 44, okay? But she looked good. She looked better than you. Her body is bodying, in my opinion. So you working so hard to be young with your old ass. But anyway, let's see. This is your face. This is one of your first faces. Okay? Up that line about how far along you are in your pregnancy. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. So we remember this face, how it looks. So not too much on Angela. You just got no no, you should have no problems talking about nobody looks, okay? Because you'll look transformed drastically, in my opinion. Okay? We remember Miss Southern Belle. We remember what your first face looked like, okay? And it seems like as time went on, your skin got lighter and lighter. Are you bleaching, girl? Or you using a lighter shade of foundation? Because it can't just be the lightning. I want to know. I ain't judging. But I'm going to need you to slow down talking about people's face, features, and stuff like that. And they looks. Okay? While you up here looking like a damn crow. in a confessional. What the hell is that on your fucking shoulders? Like you about to take flight. Throw wings. Girl, bye. Anyway, so they at Grenada. They did the room assignments. Who is with? We have Phaedra with Britt, and we have Angela and Porsha, and of course we have Shamia and Kelli are sharing a suite. So everybody's sharing a suite, or what have you. And we also have Drew and Cynthia. They did an arm wrestle because their room has a bunk bed, and Drew was like, not again. It had a bunk bed and a king. So they arm wrestle, and Drew won. But later she said it wouldn't be right to take the king bed. She just gave it to Cynthia. And Cynthia is longer. She's taller than Drew, so yeah. The twin bed in the other room was not too bad, so Drew will be fine. I'm glad Drew didn't fight Cynthia on it and gave it up willingly, even though she technically won the arm wrestling. So good for Drew for doing that for Cynthia. And we have Shamia, me, and Kelli. They in their room suite. Talking about how things are going, and Shamia said she has got an issue with Drew because Drew had made a post and tagged her in it, and talking about watch out for people who do interviews and create imaginary beef at Shamia Morton. That's what Drew wrote. And all Shamia could put is like another lie. They keep calling Drew a liar. I guess. But anyway, it's not a lie because you just did an interview with Big Tig at B103 Atlanta. And we saw what you said. You was so much on Drew that we barely even heard about you promoting your single. Never had. You was talking about Drew in 5 languages, and you think she's talking about like speaking languages. No, she was talking about love language. You so hard up on the liar, as you call her. And then your own project, what you was there for, which was crazy. And you talking about, yeah. And you talking about lies. Like, you bringing up imaginary beef with Drew. And it is more than the lapdog thing. Okay, because you trying so hard to be friends with Porsha or take up for Porsha. Wild. You take up for her or to be in her good graces. You take up for her more than she take up for you, which is stupid. You start looking stupid in this season, Shamia. Like your first season, you looking stupid. You looking foolish, okay? And not like Shamia, but girl, no. I said at the beginning of this season in my recaps that I was gonna get her pass because she's still operating in a friend capacity. No, girl, you're a peach holder. Act like it, girl. No. Hold your own. But yeah, so Drew is not a lie. She was talking about your Big Tig interview. So what are you talking about? Anyway, moving on. We're gonna move on to Cynthia and Drew. So they was in a room. Like I said, Drew was nice and kind, and she was very willing to give up that king bed that she won the arm wrestle to Cynthia, which was sweet. And Cynthia, her room has the balcony, so they went down the balcony talk. Cynthia asked her what sign she is, said she's a Taurus and stuff, and Cynthia was like, the guy she's talking to is a Taurus and stuff like that. And they kind of showed a picture, but his face was blurry and said how he's, I guess, touchy feely. He had long dreads or something. So yeah. And she's smitten. As long as she happy, as long as Cynthia happy, it's all good over here. Drew let Cynthia know that she finally met up with Porsha, Porsha of it all, and talk about Drew filming with Dennis and trying to kind of find out that Porsha had filmed with Ralph. So I I was I don't think Drew was making a big deal out of it. She just liked to I don't think Drew would I don't think Drew cared that she Porsha filmed with Ralph like that. I think she just like, how you gonna call me out for filming with Dennis, but you out here filming with Ralph? And most likely you are talking. The only way you're gonna meet up with Ralph is to talk about me. And I think Porsha thinks that Drew and Dennis are talking about her like a dog for some reason. It's like wild. And I don't think that's the case. That if that was the case, I think production would have shown in that episode of Drew and Dennis talking about Porsha. But I don't think they have. They focus on the music. Just trying to get to the bag, okay? But yeah, so they're just talking. And Cynthia in her confessional said, like, okay, so Porsha filmed with Ralph, Drew filmed with Dennis. She wanna call it even. I don't think it should be even, okay? Ain't nothing even about it. Okay, so no. Um Drew and Dennis met up for business purposes, and a product came out of it, which was Drew album. So it was not for no play or to dog Porsha out. Now Porsha looked foolish for meeting up with Ralph, trying to be messy, and by way of her lapdog Shamia inviting her, even more messy. So it's like, girl, no. And y'all was talking about Drew and getting in Ralph business about their divorce and stuff like that, and about Ty Young, and it was just messy. It was unbecoming. It didn't look too well for Shamia or Porsha. Okay. At all. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this thing of it all. So it's definitely not even Cynthia. Okay. One was messy and one was for business. And part of Drew's storyline is her music, and she has a product to show for it. Okay. So y'all look foolish in this grand scheme of things. Let's see. And one is Porsha is not dealing with Dennis, just her baby daddy. But Ralph is Drew's soon to be ex-husband, estranged husband. So it's like really messy. So girl, stop. Anyway, moving on. We get to the dinner scene. So it's a lot happening at this. Well, it wasn't a lot. It was like we keep bringing up the same stuff. So Kelli decides she want to lead the charge of it all. Kelli talk about reset and how she want to reset the table, how reset, I guess, people relationships. And Shamir spoke up talking about being called a lapdog, and she said, if you call me a lapdog, we got beef. I'm like, really? You call her, it's like equivalent to you calling her a liar every chance you get. So if you can call her a liar, she can call you a lapdog. But Shamia, it's your action, it's your behavior of it all that equates to Porsche lapdog. It does give that. Change your behavior. Then nobody want to be calling you a lapdog, now will they? And I know you equate that what you've been doing as a good friend. No, you can be a good friend a different way. You don't have to move that way. You move in a messy way. Okay? Taking every time you always taking stuff back all wrong. Okay? Out of context. Okay? So we still talking about Drew said she gonna pay for Pilar College. Ain't like she just blurted out that way. She just said the way things are set up for this music thing that her and Dennis doing. Dennis said it can help pay for Pilar's college. What's wrong with that? It's about providing for his child. I don't think it's a shady way. She just said it would be a blessing to have that for his child, and not just his child, Drew children too. So it's like they both will be benefiting. I can see how the subject matter might come off shady, but because you have a problem with them working together or filming together, she's just letting you know that we making music together, and this can help provide for your child as well. I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's just like she just said, I'm gonna pay. I got like she ain't said like I got it so good. I'm gonna pay for Pilar's college. She did not say it that way, but that's how Shamia lapdog ass took it back to Porsha. So it's like crazy. And then it was time to for Drew to talk because now Shamia was talking. And oh yeah, but before that, Shamia said she doesn't like fake friendships. I'm like, but girl, you been in a fake friendship with Porsha ass for how long? Since y'all was teenagers, so whatever. Cause y'all are fake friends, in my opinion. Cause y'all is not a true friend. If I can't express to you, if I'm scared to express to you how I truly feel about certain things or certain things, the way you move when it comes towards me, towards me, my feelings and stuff like that, y'all are not true friends. Y'all are surface level friends at best. Surface level friends at best. And you trying to hold on to something that's not real. Hence fake. Okay? But it was time for Drew to talk, and when she said a hit dog on holler, I fell out. Okay? Fell out crying laughing. Okay? Like get up, crying laughing. I was cracking up, baby. I was cracking up. And you should have saw Kelli face. Kelli like she made it like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Then Porsha had the nerve to say Shamia deserved an apology for being called a lapdog. I'm saying now you want to speak up on Shamia behalf. What about when they was talking at Brit starving party, starving country club party? When they was talking about lapdog, then you haven't spoke up. You was on mute. You was just looking. But now you want to speak up on her behalf, I guess. And Shamia gonna take that little bit and call it a victory. Okay. That her so-called bestie spoke up for her for a change. I guess. And Portia said, y'all talking about want to know so much about our friendship. Why y'all ain't come to me or something like that? And then Shamia talking about people being invested in her Porsha friendship. Angela was like, Angela said that the grievances Shamia had holds towards Porsha is what she relayed to them. And Shamia is still trying to downplay it. I do believe you pinky swore these ladies and share your grievances on you and Porsha relationship. It's okay. You just scared to, I don't know, it seems like you scared of Porsha for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why you don't talk to Porsha, but I can understand it's hard to talk to Porsha because she always want to walk away. I do understand that. Every time she comes to something deep, she seems like she don't want to walk away, or she hears something she doesn't like about herself. She disengaged and want to walk away. I get why you don't want to talk to her. that moment. But just say that. Just be honest about that. That's why. Okay. But to me, it said that it seemed like they always bringing it up to her about Porsha, her and Porsha relationship most of the time. I'm like, what's most of the time? So you mean it was time that you went to them, you start talking about it. My thing is, if they asking you questions, if they came to you first and asked you a question, you could have just shut it down. But I think you, like Angela said, you share your grievances on y'all dynamic. Yep. So you talking about some most of the time. I'm like, girl, did you just like low key told on yourself? So most of the time they come to you, but the other times you went to them sharing your grievances. I guess. Um. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much for that, for between Shamia and Drew, and then Porsha of it all. And when Porsha said, why y'all ain't come to me to question about me and Shamia relationship, and when Kelli said, oh, okay, like what she said, do you think Shamia's been a good friend or something like that to you? And Kelly, like, you told us to come to you, so I'm coming to ask you a question. And she said, oh no, that was before me and Shamia sit down, whatever. So we already squashed that. So she already shut it down. So she does not want to dive deeper because they friendship is built on fakeness. It's nothing authentic. I think they're trying to hold on to a moment of once was when their own mothers was getting along back in the day. And this hasn't been quite the same, especially when fame and notoriety come into play. So I don't know. And especially if you have the other parent in your ear about that friend that you had grown to get close to and love. But whatever. What else happened? I do not want to talk about Brett bringing up Apollo Phaedra at all. I care less. I don't care at all. Apparently, Phaedra says she don't care, but girl, you do, because you had to tell it from Married to Medicine when they brought Apollo and his wife on. You got on the first jet smoking. You and your little boyfriend. But whatever. I think that was it. Porsha did admit that the way she came at Drew was kind of hot, but she didn't really apologize for it. And Drew said, "I appreciate that." I'm like, I guess these y'all trying to seek victory in every little thing, but Porsha, she doesn't apologize or take accountability for nothing. So whatever, she just so quickly to say this and that. She's quick to say what you want to hear and want to sweep it under the rug, or so you can stop talking about it. But you really haven't really talked about it because it might come up later anyway, because you haven't really talked about it, right? Like y'all actually hearing and listening to each other, or how each other feel instead of getting to your feelings. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. That's all I can remember for now. Yeah, so like I said, don't forget. I don't think I said this at the beginning. So why I'm saying don't forget. So yeah, so if you made it this far, so yes, so Wednesday we are having a panel with the ladies, with Miss Kara Speaks and Candy Love TV, and hopefully Shayna MCD TV. So hopefully, yeah, we will have a panel tomorrow to talk about this even more in depth and get their opinions on it. On episode 13. So yes, if you made it this far, please hit the like button and let me know your thoughts on this whole episode of the Drew and Porsha sit down. Okay, since they had this dinner, they squashed it. Do you think it will come up later? Because every time they say something's it's something squashed, it happened to come up later. It's like still going on and on. It's like the song that doesn't end. Okay. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this episode as a whole. Yeah, but Drew did apologize for not initially. She said she could have texted her, but she just took the word of then and said it was cool. I guess to film or work with each other. I don't know. Yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. I am out of here. See you.